And we're live. Good morning. Word up, my G. You're such a old school gangster. What's going on, Peter? Hey, Joe. Good morning. Woo. Joe, Peter. So I'm looking at the construction. Nose assembly. I'll tell you, cleanup on this thing is going to suck. How goes the battle? It's a battle every day. Every day. Unfortunately, our little cat Daisy lost her battle yesterday. We had to put her to sleep yesterday. She was 12 years old, but it was just if that's a part that I broke on. She just lost her battle. So many hugs. I appreciate it, Ray. Thank you. Yeah, it was when we brought her in, we knew that it's like this is just not gonna go well. Nothing much. Started working again today by opening my inbox and instantly regretting it. It'll take a week to get. Oh God, sorry, Joe. Nah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. The doctor came in after looking at her and just said, "We don't know what's going on, but she's really, really sickly." Condolences. I appreciate it. And she's like, we could send her in for blood work, testing, everything like that. She'd be hospitalized for a while. It could be cancer. It could be kidney failure. It could be And she said, or you can have her euthanized. And it's like, well, look, we don't do this lightly. We've been down this road before. It was the right decision. But she's at peace now. She's at peace. Anyway, I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Yeah, Peter, I hate coming back from vacation for exactly that reason. I'm in the same place. Today I'll be coming back. I haven't checked my emails. I could have if I wanted to, but I didn't check my emails at all. I'll do all the follow-ups today. See where it goes. See where it goes. Okay. So Harpy work begins. And right now I'm sort of in a, I like to call it, discovery phase of what is it that's going to allow me to take take this and all the basic assembly I did a while ago, and we'll go through some of that and give it a semblance of looking like that. So that begins today. Nice, guys. Appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I mean, for everybody who's had a pet of some sort, you know, this is part of life that you go through. I mean, without getting, you know, too morbid, I mean, we've been through this, you know, in the last 30 years of having cats in our lives. I don't like consider owning them. We've had cats. You know, we've lost 3. So this is the 3rd time we're going through this. The unfortunate part was, hey, Nick, good morning. The unfortunate part was how much this one in particular reminded me of when we had to basically say goodbye to my dad. A lot. So anyway. Hey, Nick, what's going on, man? How's your Sunday? How's everybody doing? Good evening, Edwin. How are you? Secular fortitude, I'm not sure. A couple decades again might be a good start. Yeah, I think so. It's testicular fortitude here for sure. All right. So this week I'm going to try to get into a place where I get to I need to kind of one of my 2026 resolutions, and I hate doing resolutions, but getting myself into a better place of mentally, gets more sleep so that in the evenings, excuse me, sorry, a little gassy there this morning, I apologize. In the evenings, I can actually get painting on the on some stuff, do painting work, which I don't like to do online in the evenings, and then do construction work here. Sent a pic of my vampire. Hopefully it's warm enough to fly this weekend. Cool. Take a look at that later on. I appreciate it, Ray. Fixing myself this week, planning for the next year by journaling more so I can observe my own behavior. Are you making that as a suggestion to others as well, Edwin? And it would be a good suggestion. All right, so a couple of key places that we've done some work. Everything together was held together by tape, and you can actually see this is done a while ago because that tape is definitely dried up, which is always as interesting. I've heard a lot of people use tape, masking tape, to make seat belts for aircraft, and I think to myself, but tape has a tendency to dry and crack. Is that the best material? I don't know. All right, a couple of things that we did do on this. So if you guys recall, and it's interesting, now that we're working on this, I'm going to be making some significant changes to some of this original design. So this is one of the 2 original, what do they call them? They call them nose assemblies. I think they're a boom, you know, the front booms. But if you take a look at like the covers on these things, they're poorly shaped. Like that one in particular right there. You know, the sides on this thing are just bad. So these are all getting ripped off. And we started doing some of that and working on this one nacelle where I created my own on here. I'm going to do a comparison to see how they look versus the new one. But I mean, I don't think they're going to be any worse. Yes, if you wanted to have a little notebook, and yeah, I'm going to try to keep a smaller notebook here as well. But yes, Edwin, I agree with you completely. In fact, I'm writing stuff down here. I want to keep a separate notebook, not my notes for model work, so that I can actually make some of that stuff happen. So I can, you know, somebody says something, oh, I should remember that. Like we were talking about Brad Leone yesterday. I've got it written down here. Hey, Kevin, good morning. What's going on, man? So that's the first thing. The other thing is I put these machine gunny like things inside the I'm going to rip those out. I'm going to rebore this whole thing. The other thing, and we'll get to some of the other things we're going to have to do to this thing, that nose shape appears to be incorrect. Even in this drawing, you can actually see it's almost got a much pointier look, and it flares up very much like take a look at this. Notice how that's a completely different style of point. So we're going to reshape that front end a bit and give it a better look. The other thing we're going to do is, even though I started going down this path, I didn't finish it. Oops. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. I'm going to also, okay, so this is like, these are the original fan blades on one side of the sort of these pods in here on the back side. You can barely see it. All you see is a few of the raised ones inside there. I'm going to take all those out. And this is what I started to do. I started to put in individual blades. But what I may end up doing is actually, and these look like some of them got a little bent. We'll see if we can fix a few of them. I mean, literally, they were scribed in and pushed in. But I think we may actually replace some of those with blockier ones. Just a few, because it looks like there are individual blades, but they're also... so I can find the part here. And it's amazing how much larger this model is. Yeah, there we go. You can actually see the... Let's open up the bag. I cleaned my bench yesterday in preparation of the Harpy build, but I didn't know it was happening now. I could start something else, but given the amount of time this is going to take, Nick, don't worry about it. Take your time. Remember what I did, dude. Most of these guys when you work on. Yeah, that's probably quite true. Trash the bag. But if you take a look at that right there, yeah, there you go. You can actually see some indentations in there. So I may end up doing something very similar to that, where they're putting inside here little markings, like really small markings. For some of the inside fan blades, I may do the same thing, except make some larger ones too. Just kind of like what they've done here. Yeah, that's the new 1/72nd scale. So that's the 1/72nd, the Norma version. And this is the original Takara 1/100. And I'm going to paint this one. Put all this stuff here. I'm going to paint this one in the, what do they call it? The Nero colors. Nero colors in the green. So, the put that there. So also just and Nick, you probably already know this, but they include some fabulous line art. And that will be the reference for a lot of this. Yeah, here's that that front end nose. See how that's kind of like tipped up like that? Well, that one is not. It's just a round bullet, basically. He's probably still recovering. Now they're graduating. I don't think they're graduating. What scale is the one you already started? 1/100. So my thought is I'm either going to put them into some kind of a diorama where one's behind the other and you get a forced perspective. The 1/100 being behind the 1/72nd, which I think could be a nice look. But at the same time, I don't know. Let's get to that when we get to that. Tom's probably fighting with the scooter. Yeah. I need some wire management done. When can you come over? Wire management? I can come over soon. I'm scared to ask what kind of wire management you need to have done. What's going on, Ken? Good morning. How are you, my friend? That's so. I got to pick up Harpy now. Oh yeah, the Harpy is it's a beautiful looking kit, dude. I'm knock on wood. I picked up a lot of I love the original artwork that was used for Crusher Joe. You know, for things like the Galleon, the Minerva, the Harpy. They have a bunch of other smaller little figures. You know, the little robot, the Dongo. I didn't make that name up. You know, stuff like that. I think Mike was working on a Dongo a while ago. I'm not sure if he ever finished it or not. I haven't even looked at the instruction booklet yet. RC Plane Spaghetti. Oh, yeah, no. No. AV type of stuff, networking cleanup, I'll help you out with that. But you're talking about wire management for a plane? Yeah, no. That ain't my deal. Computer wire management? No. Not good at that. Good morning. Dex, what's going on, man? Welcome. You almost need a motor on the tail end to spin it in the diagram to see the whole thing. What is the maker and model of the 1/72nd? It's the original Takara, the one that came out in 1982. Yeah. There it is. Takara. Here's some of the other beasties. I would love to find a copy of that. The Siren. The single boom one. And the same thing. These two I don't have. If I find them, they're getting added to my collection. But is this Corey? Dex, let me know. Is this Corey? Could only find 1/100 scale Harpy for sale just now. $200. Ooh, for the original one, for this one here. And here I am butchering the piss out of mine. Yeah, hey, that's... Guys, by the way, we've talked about this. Corey is the guy who made that. Funny enough, Corey, I was actually thinking of you last week. Number one, Corey, congratulations, man. Very happy to hear that you guys have bought a house. How are things going for you and the family? You and your little brood. As far as cut off the connectors and crimp on new ones, but there's a bag of little zip ties ready to go. Cool. Yeah, that one. Oof. Yeah. All right. So the other thing we're going to try to do is, remember I cut the hole out of that one? I am going to re-look. I'm going to watch the anime again. I think I made some screenshots, but who knows where they are now. I'm going to have this one lifted with the two missiles inside. If you guys recall, this is where things have changed a lot since I was originally working on this model. That was one of the original missiles. I basically took a bead that was close enough in shape, stuck it in to this piece of pla, did a little scribing. It's a double stacked. It looks like it's double stacked tubing. And then it's like, I was going to use this. And it's like, you know what? Screw that. Oh, this is older than my time here. Really? This is older than your time? No. It was going good, enjoying life, trying to get everything settled in the house. And hopefully we'll be building again sometime in the near future. Nice. And Corey, are you going to have a place you're actually going to be able to work that's inside and not in the garage? A missile for the dog in your die. Save that missile for the dog? Why? What's the dog going to do with a missile? I'm scared to ask. Well, I'm very happy to hear that, Corey. Everything is kind of settled in. That's great. And all the kids are doing well. If memory serves, 5 kiddos at the end of the Spartan. Was it the end? No. No red rocket for the dog. No red rocket for the dog. Nope. Yep, 5. Wow. See, memory hasn't totally failed me. All right. So today, I'm just trying to get some of this organized and figure out where do I want to start. And I think we're going to start in assembling a boom on the new one. And then using that as a template for this guy. By the way, all of the lines that are kind of molded into this, they're all going to go away as well. We're going to just rescribe everything. And the reason is, I mean, there is a lot of scribing to do. I believe all those lines are in this model. We're going to find out. So, what is that? I don't know what the sheet of paper is for. It might be protecting some of the clear parts. And we're given 2 cockpit covers, one for open and one for closed. Mine will definitely be closed. They do have a Norma figure in here too, which is cool. And I have a sunroom I can set up in. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm so happy that things have started pulling through for you, Corey. What about rivets? There are no rivets on this. It's a space fighter. No rivets. I will let you retain your role as the rivet king. All right. Yeah, man. You guys can see it. Like, look at all that detail. That versus all that. Space rivets, no such thing. I've seen the Norma and the Nero type. They're identical, the pilot. The Norma type is the one that's piloted by the female figure, Norma. They did release, by the way, guys, there is a special version of this. Hasegawa, when they release specialty units, they're called red labels because they have a red label that says limited edition, and they have one, and the only difference is that right there. That one right there is the Norma figure, and the one that in the special edition is the Nero version. So it'll say TR5 Harpy Nero. And then that one gets painted the green color. It's the only difference between the two. I don't have to do it. I'll use the rivet wheel for this build. I love it. You said you would put one, but Nick has. Well, Did I say that back in the day? Maybe I lied. We'll see. Who knows? There's so much work going to get done on this thing. I'm on both of these in some ways. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. So, Corey, are we going to be seeing you on any regular basis, or is this like a, hey, I just had a few moments and was able to pop in? And there is no right and wrong answer there. Okay, this is the left boom. So we're going to work on the left boom, or they call it the nose assembly. Right side, right side. Oh, I see what they're doing. Left, left. Okay. Their instructions are a little odd at times. So we're going to build one of these booms, and then what we're going to do is we're going to customize this one. How does that sound? Is the Nero kit green? Yes, the Nero one is green. That shiny old plastic. I'll use the wheel. Okay, like I said, maybe I'll find a place to put a rivet or two. Next, so I'll have to find it. Yes, I'm not going to say to where it is. Well, maybe I will. If I tell you guys, Nick's going to know. Have plenty of time to build one. If you are building two, kids may start school by then. Likely. This is likely going to be a year-long project. The good thing is, with the possibility of finishing off two models in paint, I will have two things to show at shows this year. The Mach-K kit, as well as the little SD. I've actually been trying to get on here for the past month to say hi, and I'm going to try to be here somewhat regular. Yeah, that'd be great, Corey. Love to see you again. But again, I understand life, especially with 5 kids, life is life. Whole conversation is riveting. Does that count? In a way. Knowing you, a year-long project sounds about right. Corey, see, even Corey remembers. All right. Let's see what the hell I'm building here. What the fuck is this thing? F10. That's, you know what? Let's get the runners in order. A runner. B runner. That's F. C. G. Look at those pretty pink little covers. And I'm actually use those as comparators as well. Generally speaking, I think my original shape ain't too bad, except that the scale seems to be wrong. But we shall see. Hey, Tony, good morning. D, F. And clear parts, I don't care about right now. All right. So let's get the F parts out. Put that right there. What's going on, Tony? Hope all is well. F. We're doing the left side, F10. and has some sort of something she will take. Yeah. Tony, I don't think this is the appropriate space to have this conversation, but I'd love to have a conversation with you about parental management. Something and saying that not as, as somebody who's now getting to a certain age in life, it's like, just my thoughts on, kids taking care of parents. Whoever invented work days after holidays really sucks. Yeah. I mean, once we have holidays, we should just be permanently in holidays. Anybody disagree? Hey, I'm here anytime. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to have this conversation, here, because I'm not sure if I ask a question that might be remarkably personal. I don't know if it's something I want to, if we want to share. That's all I'm getting at. But let me think about maybe how I want to maybe phrase it. That's when I downloaded Instagram again to catch a stream, but I went to Blue Sky and I just went there. The link to YouTube and something. Yeah. I've over the last year, I've made a concerted effort to thin down my use of social media. I'm not looking to become an influencer. I'm not looking to, remember, as Corey, as I'm sure you recall, this is always about staying safe and staying sane and just having fun and talking while building models, right? And hopefully along the way, maybe some things will get learned. It's kind of like the old Cosby show, the old Cosby Kids cartoon, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, kind of like that kind of thing. The thought of anybody learning something here is kind of rare, but I'm not looking to post stuff. I'm not looking to grow followers. I'm not looking to become anything more than just a guy who builds models and shares the love of this with people who also have a similar interest. 100%. Yeah, I knew you'd agree. It's no big deal, man. I'm an open book. All right, maybe I'll let me think about how to phrase those questions. George, the social media butterfly. I'm over here now. Exactly. Chasing the mythical George. Yeah. Maybe not the best reference. Don't be like Cosby. No, you know what I'm saying. Well, if you guys ever remember the Cosby Kids, early 1970s cartoon, it was a great show. It really was. Look, I get that the man himself is a monster, but in the same way, like Woody Allen and what's his name? I always forget the director of Chinatown. All of these guys are very unpleasant people. But all right, I suppose I got to get started early. All right, Joe, take it easy, brother. Have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. You're not an influencer, but the Mr. Rogers of Gunpla. I'll accept that. I love Mr. Rogers. That is a good thing. I should probably get like as I get older, I'll start wearing more of like the kind of sweaters that he wore. Yes, he is. He was a great man. B14, A14. Interesting. Whoops. Nope. Wrong one. A2B1. A2 Brute. A2. B1. So interestingly enough, yeah, the missile pods on this thing are totally different sized. Which one is the correct scale? I don't know. So if we take a look at approximately the size of these things, right? The missile, I mean, I'm assuming these things are pretty close. Sorry, guys. This thing will obviously extend a little further out. But if you take a look at those missile pod doors, they're almost the same size. Interesting. Mr. Rogers and Captain Kangaroo. Yeah, more so Mr. Rogers. I loved Mr. Rogers. And even today, it's just like, I think his perspective on kindness and love was always great. Mr. Green Jeans. I barely remember any of that. Wait, I just gave away how old I am. Yeah, you did. I remember Captain Kangaroo too. Can we talk about Beanie and Cecil next? We can, if you'd like. I was there for the ping pong ball drop. Oh God, that I don't remember. All right, let's get some of the and they're undergated. As everybody knows how much I love undergating. I hate undergating. Oops, almost cut through a peg. Because they put the undergated gates right near pegs. That's smart. In a totally not smart kind of way. I'm under undergated parts for the PG. Yeah, I hate them. I think it solves a problem and creates another one. You're still going to be doing gap filling. I mean, unless you're snapping together a model that has like some crazy clear-coated titanium style finish, fine. But otherwise, I don't understand the benefit. Or at least I shouldn't say I don't understand. I think the benefit is not worth the work. Nice thing is I can paint the white parts on the runner because of the undergating. So yeah, unless things don't fit together. That's the problem I've always had, Tony. It's like you still, if you don't get that undergated part removed so perfectly, the parts may still not align well. And that has been my experience. Even I think I may have to go see a doctor. This fucking thumb. No, I think it was the couple of machining Krieger things that I worked on that had undergating, and it's like, okay, parts are still not coming together well. Yeah, but that is a chance I'm thinking about taking with the PG parts, at least the white ones. Hey, what's the worst that happens? You give it a try and see how it goes. Hey, Dwayne. Morning, brother. What's going on? Good morning. Dwayne, kids are off to school today? I'll raise this up so people can see. First day of school for kids. I'm trying to get going. Yeah. Worst that happens is I strip and repaint. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and I know a lot of people who are really into it. So, hey, if you can make it work more so than I can, outstanding. Sorry about the kitty. Yeah, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, she's in a better place now. She's no longer in any discomfort. Okay. All right, that's the upside. So I think I either got my brother-in-law into Gunpla or he will never touch another kid. I gave him a master grade Sinanju OVA for his first. Oh my God. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one for sure. All right. Just order the 177 a normal Harpy for approximately $36 with free shipping. Nice. From a Japanese company to a Japanese address. Perfect. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. A Sinanju, that's the that is not the Verka, correct? My bill was always a plane. My bill was always a plane and a tank builder. Oh, okay. So he's worked on models before. Okay, that's cool. All right. Let's glue this together. Peter, will you be building along with George? They discontinued the Verka. Only difference from the OVA is the Nova. Oh, really? Really? That's the only difference? So it's a Verka and name only? Interesting. You know, I got a shit ton of cements. I've never tried this. We're going to try the Mr. Cement S. And if anybody remembers or can tell me, what's the difference between Mr. Cement S and Mr. Cement? Or the difference between that and thin cement by let's spread this a little bit. Ooh, it smells different. Shit. What's the difference between that and to me? I'd be most interested. When it comes to buying model kits, having a Japanese address almost feels like a cheat. Yeah, but a good one. Good for you. That's why they axed the Verka box. Got it. It's so faster. It has a less smell, I think. Yeah, but which one does that? I want to play along even from a distance. Well, none of us are close together, so yeah, now that everybody knows that Peter's in Japan. Oh, can you pick me up? Can you pick me up? Can you pick me up? This thing is going to build just like a plane model because it's a space plane. Is that Mr. Cement I bought? I forgot the clothes and 90% of it evaporated. Ooh, good to know. Oof. Also, I got my new cat. Bit my Gretchen miles and now accompany my drill. All the barrels. Ooh, really? Can you pick me up? I freaking love buttons. Never to ship anything. I just wish he brought me there. Well, Hokkaido. All right, do we put the nose on this? I think I'm gonna do it anyway. 15. Making sure I'm doing the right one. Nope, see, got to make sure it's B2. B2. Left side. Don't do the right side. How much time I got? Oh, shit, it's almost that time. I got to head out and make my first round of kids to school. It was great seeing you again. Corey, you too, brother. Absolutely. We'll hopefully look forward to seeing you again in the not too distant future. You're a weird one, right? So you're making snow, eh? I'd say put me in your luggage, but you're not allowed to bring fruit through customs. Nice. All right, we're going to glue this part on, and then we're going to call it a session. Okay. In fact, I'm not even sure you need to glue this stuff on. This may just be snapped together. It feels like snapped together. I already can show the kids a bless case. 2029. Still planning on it if I can. If health and finances allow, I'm going to be in Japan in 2029. Tolerances on this are really nice. Not perfect, but really nice. Okay. We'll definitely be rescribing some stuff here. Yeah, this stuff does dry pretty freaking fast. In for a treat, George. Guess we'll need to buy a bigger suitcase. Oh yeah, yeah. There's a bunch of places we've talked about it briefly, but as we get closer, maybe as I get to like 27, 28, I'll start putting together an itinerary. Until then, it's just a dream. Okay, real quickly. So we've now assembled 4 parts of the boom. The first boom, the left one. And the tolerances of this are really nice so far. So this will be the foundational shape for, I'm assuming, that's got to be in towards the body. Yep, there we go. In towards this. Yeah, maybe they're the right size. For me, it's 2036 that I'm counting down to retiring here permanently. Nice. Well, Peter, if I make it out there, I think you and I will hopefully have an opportunity to meet in Poison. Yep. Okay. Oof. That's going to be some significant amount of redo on this thing. But been known to do plastic work before. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave this here. And we'll start looking at working on this project. It's going to be a big project. In fact, I got to start by saying I may end up ripping off all that white stuff and starting it again and getting it more into scale to what's here. We'll see. Not 100% certain. Scale is scale. I'm sort of deferring to the newer model being correct in scale, and the answer is it may not be. Will depend if I'm in Japan or back in Denmark. Yeah. All right, everyone. See you soon. 54 days until ODO. Got to get my butt moving. Great day, Jordan. Sorry to hear about the cat. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. I'll see you all later. Have a great day. Guys, stay safe and stay sane. Thanks for being on this morning. I really do appreciate it. Go out there and do good. It's a really crazy world, and we're entering a very, very much a dangerous time in our existence, both as Americans as well as humans. It's really a challenging time. Go out there and show kindness and love and do right, even if it sometimes hurts. Do right. All right. I'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel, working on this guy, and we'll go from there. Guys, love you all. Do good. Peace.